Welcome back, Rockstar. Today we are going to talk about breath support, okay? So what is breath support? A lot of people don't really know what breath support is. And to explain that, I need to talk about how breathing works real quick, okay? So when you are breathing in, your lungs get filled with air. Your diaphragm, which is a sheath muscle, right below your lungs, okay? Your lungs are above the diaphragm, and below the diaphragm, you have all of your intestines, your stomach and all that good stuff. So when you're breathing in, your diaphragm moves down, and it's working when it's moving down, okay? So it's moving down so your lungs get more space to get filled with air. That is why you feel your belly come out when you're inhaling, because you need to create space up here. When we are exhaling, the diaphragm relaxes just a little bit more and comes back up, and air comes through our vocal cords, and so we can make sound, right? Now, we usually sing, or we always sing on our exhalation, right? Not our inhalation. We don't sing like that. Hello, right? We sing hello outwards, not inward. That would be so weird. Oh my gosh, imagine, right? So we are singing and speaking on our exhalation. Like I just told you, your diaphragm is pretty relaxed when you are exhaling. And a lot of people out there tell you to use your diaphragm for breath support. Now, that is physically impossible to do because, as I just told you, your diaphragm is pretty much relaxed when you're exhaling, and we are singing on our exhalation. So how are you supposed to use your diaphragm for breath support when it's relaxed? Bingo, you can't, right? Your diaphragm is a very small part of breath support. It is a part of breath support. I'm gonna give you that, okay? But the most work for breath support is being done by your abs, believe it or not, and your internal intercostal muscles, and those are the muscles in between your ribs, okay? So your diaphragm and your core, right, your abs, this area right here, they're constantly working together. Just like when you're doing this motion with your arm. So when you are stretching your arm, your bicep is relaxed and your tricep is working. And when you are bending your arm again, your bicep is working and your tricep is relaxed. It's the same with breathing and breath support. When you're inhaling, your abs are supposed to be relaxed and your diaphragm on the inside is working. And when you're exhaling, it changes. Your diaphragm is relaxed and your abs are working. This is basically what I talked about real quick in the previous video about catch breaths, right? Where you need to learn to relax your abs quickly to get a lot of air in. That's exactly it. When we're inhaling, the abs, the core basically, is relaxed, and when we're exhaling, they are engaged for breath support. Now let me show you some ways that you can try to really feel your core engaged for breath support. My favorite thing to do is sitting on a chair or a bench, and then bring up your legs like this, okay? And then put your arms around your knees and lean back. Now all you gotta do is release your arms, and you'll feel your abs engage, right? Because they need to keep your upper torso up. So, hello! Now I can sing with breath support, and it is so much easier because my core is engaged. So if you are doing this, you're singing with breath support. Another thing you can do is just sit down and lean back until you feel your core engage and try the same thing. Or you can even try it while standing up and just put one foot in front of the other and lean back a little bit with your torso to feel your core engage. Something that you see a lot of singers on stage do is exactly the opposite. They go forward, right? And they're basically contracting their abs and pulling everything forward and together. You see that a lot on stage. It makes it look super dramatic, and it's really helpful for breath support as well. Another thing you can do is a squat. When you're squatting, you'll feel your abs engage because you need to keep balance, right? And not like we fall forward or back. So when you're squatting down, you'll feel your abs engage. So try and sing while squatting at the same time. So we'll get a leg and a butt workout in at the same time too. Yay! To kill two birds with one stone, right? You can also do a plank while singing, but just remember you need to relax your abs when you're inhaling. So this only really works when you're trying to hit one specific note and you're just trying it over and over and over again. But you know, with a continuous song, it doesn't work too well because your abs are constantly engaged. So it might not be the best thing you can do, but you can give it a try. And then last but not least, you can just take your hands and push them into your core. I kind of put the palm of my hands on my ribs and then push the fingers into my abs. This will make my abs engage automatically because they want to protect all of the insides, right? So if I'm pushing in here, it doesn't hurt, but my abs are engaged. So if you do that, you can feel your core engage for breath support as well. Now, why is it so important that you're singing with breath support? Well, breath support comes with so many benefits. You will release so much tension when you're singing with breath support, because now you're not doing all the work from your throat, but also from down here. So singing will become so much easier, trust me, okay? So making singing feel easier is huge and releasing a lot of tension. Then it also helps you to blend your registers more evenly and more smoothly, because again, you are holding the air back from down here and not at the vocal cords level. So the vocal cords can really focus on creating the right pitches and not also holding back air. So breath support can help you blend your registers more easily. You'll also get a much more beautiful and natural sounding vibrato, because again, you are supporting from down here and not holding back air from your vocal cords. It will of course also help you to reach higher notes, right? Because we can push from down here rather than push from the throat. So overall, it basically helps you to release tension, which makes everything easier. Everything will get better, right? And your stamina will improve because you have less tension, right? Because then all the muscles that are supposed to be relaxed are finally relaxed. So you can sing for much longer and the more healthy way, right? The vocally healthy way. So your stamina increases, your voice stays healthy, and everything will just become easier. Breath support is one of the most important and one of the most beneficial things that you can do in singing. So now let me give you some exercises that you can practice to really feel your core engage for breath support. The very first one is the PTK or FSSH, and it goes like this. Or, do you see how my core is bouncing? Right, it's going in, out, and so on, okay? Basically what you're doing is panting while you're pushing the air out, and after each exhalation, you're also inhaling. If you're slowing it down, it sounds like that. And then all you have to do is add the letters PTK or FSSH. So do it slowly first, just do some panting, okay? And feel your core pushing the air out from down here, okay? And then speed it up and focus on the exhalation, but make sure you're still inhaling at the same time, and then add the letters PTK and FSSH. For most people, the PTK is easier than the FSSH, but try both and see how they feel to you. Now, if you get lightheaded or dizzy, that is totally normal. Just take a break, drink some water, and do something else, and then get back to that later. Your body is just not used to moving in so much air, like in and out, so much air, so you do get dizzy. No need to freak out about that. That is totally normal. Then the next exercise that you can do goes like this. E, e, he, he, hey. E, e, he, hey. And so on. You should be going up. The track to practice this is right below this video. So all you gotta do is press play and practice along to the track. So what's really important when you're doing this exercise is feeling that bounce on the hays. He, 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 hey. You see that? He, 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 hey. And not hey, hey, hey. He, 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 hey. So you need to sing those notes staccato, meaning short, and they're all disconnected, and really use the H of these heys, he, 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 hey, to engage your core. So this one, you'll really feel that bounce, 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 and that's really, really important. And you'll see how it gets so much easier to just sing higher and higher and higher. This next exercise combines breath control with breath support, and it goes like this. So as you can see, I'm alternating between sh, which has no phonation, meaning my vocal cords are not making sound, and z, which my vocal cords are making sound. So there is phonation happening. So sh, z, sh, z, and so on, okay? I am doing this exercise legato. So all of the notes are flowing into each other. They're not disconnected. They are connected, right? So sh, 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 sh. I am never stopping my breath. I am constantly exhaling, which again is breath control. So you really need to make sure you're breathing wide into your ribs and you're taking a good breath, because this phrase is going to feel really, really long. And then while you're exhaling, your core has to be engaged, because otherwise you're going to run out of breath. Okay, so combine the breath control, exhaling wide, not collapsing, and breath support, engaging your core for this exercise to make sure you're not running out of breath. Now this last exercise is a bonus exercise because it works on expanding your lung capacity. In contemporary singing, we don't really need to do that. We just need to really learn how to use our lungs to their full capacity, right? And in classical singing, you have such long phrases where it's definitely useful to expand your lung capacity. But as a little bonus, I'm going to show you how to do it anyways. So take one leg and put it on the knee of the other and lean over your legs. So from the side, it looks like this. You're just leaning over your legs, okay? If there's a stretch in your thighs, that's totally fine. Don't worry about that. And then you're just leaning over and you're letting your head and everything relax. I have a lot of hair, so you can't see me. So all you gotta do now is exhale and then take a really good inhalation and breathe in as much as you can until you're completely full, and then hold your breath. So like this. And now I'm holding my breath, right? And then after like 5 seconds, you breathe in without exhaling. You hold again. You breathe in a little bit more and you hold. A little bit more. And then you can exhale, okay? So you never want to exhale ever until the very end. So you're breathing in as much as you can and then you hold your breath. And then after you've been holding it for like 5 seconds, zip in just a little bit more air until you're completely full again and hold. And then zip in more air and hold. And then one last time and hold, and then you can exhale. Basically what that does is when you're holding your breath, your body starts to relax, and then you find just a little bit more space in your lungs to just fill with a little bit more air, okay? So this is basically just helping you to expand your lungs a little bit and find space where you usually wouldn't find any space. And if you do this on a regular basis, your lung capacity will expand. So give this a try, see how it feels. It is so uncomfortable, okay? Please don't feel like this should feel good when you're doing this exercise. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. It doesn't hurt, but it's an uncomfortable feeling, at least to me, okay? But give it a try and see how it goes to help you just expand your lung capacity. But you have to do it on a regular basis if you want this exercise to help you. If you just do it once or twice, then, you know, it's not really gonna do much. You have to do this on a regular basis to help you. All right, Rockstar, I think you are super knowledgeable about breath control and breath support and anything and everything breathing. So practice all of these exercises because it's so important that you get your breathing right and your breath support right as well, okay? So don't underestimate this. This is really, really important. Do these exercises, and once you're ready to move on, I'll see you in the next lesson.